This is a car headlight that has severely deteriorated over time. The plastic surface has been heavily oxidized, turning cloudy yellow and covered with countless fine scratches. When light passes through it, the beam becomes dim and scattered, significantly reducing nighttime visibility. Even after spraying cleaning solution over the entire surface and wiping it with a soft cloth, nothing changes. At first glance, many people would think the only solution is to replace it. But today I'm going to try restoring it using a rather unusual method. Today's main tool is a red candle. First, I prepare some P600 sandpaper. I cut it into smaller, hand-sized pieces for easier handling. Then, I place a strip of blue masking tape down the center of the headlight, dividing it in half. One side will be fully restored, while the other side remains untouched as a comparison. Starting with the P600 sandpaper, I dry sand directly on the surface. After just a few strokes, the yellowed layer begins to come off as a fine white powder. That powder is the oxidized plastic layer caused by long-term exposure to UV rays and the environment. Next, I spray water onto the surface and switch to wet sanding. Keeping the surface wet reduces friction, limits heat buildup, and helps create more uniform scratch patterns. After finishing, I wipe it dry with a clean cloth. At this point, the headlight turns cloudy white, almost like frosted glass. It may look worse than before, but in reality, the surface has been completely leveled. Now comes the special step. I light the red candle and drip the melted wax evenly over the sanded area. The wax forms a thin layer across the surface. I wait a few minutes for it to cool and harden. Once the wax is dried, I lightly sand it with P800 sandpaper to smooth and level the wax layer. Then, I move to finer P1500 sandpaper. Spray water. And perform a final wet sanding. The surface becomes much smoother, though it still appears slightly hazy. To deeply clean the tiny grooves, I apply a small amount of toothpaste and sand evenly again with P1500 sandpaper. The toothpaste acts as an ultra-fine abrasive, helping remove extremely small scratches. After that, I rinse with water and wipe it clean with a cloth. Now comes the decisive step. I create a DIY vapor polishing setup using an empty Coca-Cola can. I place a funnel on top and pour in a blue headlight restoration solution. I seal the can tightly with tape. Make a small hole. Insert a plastic tube for vapor flow. And secure all the connections to prevent leaks. Then, I use a heat gun to warm up the can. As the solution inside begins to vaporize, I bring the end of the tube close to the treated headlight surface, and something remarkable happens almost immediately. Wherever the vapor reaches, the cloudy plastic surface turns clear and glossy. The ultrafine scratches gradually disappear, and the light reflection becomes sharp again. I move steadily, and avoid staying too long in one spot to prevent melting the plastic. After finishing and allowing it to cool completely, I remove the masking tape in the center. The difference is clearly visible. One side remains yellowed and dull, while the other side is bright, glossy, and transparent, almost like a brand new headlight. If you found this tip helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment below the video. See you in the next video for more useful tips.